Hi everyone, welcome to Panopticon. We are gonna discuss about political issues in a really accessible way. We will try to make it in a really accessible way. I'm Stefano, my full name is Stefano Spadaro. As you can easily get from my name, I'm Italian. I'm doing a master in political communication at Cardiff University. And today, together with me, there's my flatmate and friend Bernardo.
Yeah, my name is Bernardo Nascimento. I'm also studying in Cardiff Uni, doing a master's degree in international relations. And yeah, I decided with my friend Stefano to create this kind of like debate type of show.
Yeah, it's platform.
Yeah, platform.
And yeah, let's give you some explanation how gonna be our videos. We're gonna follow a flexible structures. It's gonna be an input, some news, some topics. We're gonna try to explain these topics in an unbiased way, in really a brief and clear way. And then we're gonna jump into the conversation. You can see actually for every single video in the description down below the link of the newspapers or data website we consulted before the video. And another really important thing is that we have a Facebook page, we have a Twitter page and Instagram page. Please go check them, take a look, leave a like and comment, and we are open to any form of
today we decided to speak about basically governmental responses to the coronavirus crisis that's going worldwide. We're going to focus on the US and on the UK. We're living on the UK, US, I mean both of them are major, really important countries in terms of world politics, so we thought...
Yeah, two different but similar approaches, so it's really interesting to compare them.
We thought it would be nice to speak about them. So yeah, we're going to give you some information and then debate. In terms of the United States, I'm going to read you a little bit of some facts about what they're doing, so that you can have a broad assessment of what's going on, the general panorama. So they passed the CARES Act, which means $2.2 trillion of a stimulus pack. This is to individuals and to companies. To individuals up to $75,000 per year, they will receive a one-time payment of $1,200 plus $500 per children. It will start decreasing after the $75,000 income. Additionally, there will be some employment benefits that will be extended up to 13 months, they say. In terms of companies, they will give, I'm not going into detail about the numbers, but they will bolster unemployment insurance. They will give loans to small businesses that may be forgiven. They will also give aid to hard-hit industries, aid to hospitals, and help states. Apart from that, the Defense Productions Act was also invoked by President Donald Trump. Basically, it gives the government more control during emergencies to direct industrial production. In this case, it would be used, theoretically, it would be used for ventilators, and it's what it seems that it's happening because Donald Trump invoked it on Friday, and he required General Motors to produce more ventilators. That's the general...
Thanks a lot. I'm gonna do the same regarding the UK. What's happening in the UK? I'm gonna read a few data. Basically, the 17th of March, the government announced a 330 billion bailouts for companies. This amount of money corresponds to 15% of the UK GDP. To give you an explanation of the amount of money actually in terms of GDP, it's really important. And basically this bailout is gonna serve both large firms and small and medium firms. With regards to large firms, basically they're gonna have access to a lending facility from the Bank of England. It's gonna be able for them to raise working capitals to pay suppliers and employees. In terms of medium and small firms, they're gonna be able to borrow up to £5 million per company. That's regarding the companies. But some policies like the government like took some policies, implemented some policies, also like for individuals. There's like a difference, like really like important in the UK between like employed and self-employed. But at the end of the day, basically, like they're gonna have the same scheme. So people who earn like salaries up to £50,000 per year, they're gonna receive 80% of the salaries, up to £2,500 per month. It's gonna be really interesting, like in the debate now, to try to see like if it's actually effective from different point of views, to have like basically the same scheme for like employed and self-employed, because like it raised many concerns like many individuals and pundits in the UK. So like I honestly think that like it's really interesting to see how like these two approaches have so many points in common, even though they seem so different.
Yeah.
No?
Shall we like start debating
Yeah.
maybe? I think there are some similarities, but as we like previously discussed, you can tell me a little bit like better about what's happening in the UK. But I guess that they're being more generous to people than in the United States.
Yeah, I mean like it's really hard to say like if it's like a question of generosity, but it seems pretty clear. That's like actually like a good point. Like it seems pretty clear. Like if you live in the UK, whether you're like a self-employed, you have your own companies, or you work like in a different company, 80% of your salary gonna be like, let's say, reimbursed. The problem is that like not everyone is covered by this grant. Like many people working in the creative industries are not gonna have like this 80% of salaries back. I was reading like an article in The Guardian, you're gonna be able to access the link in the description, that like in this article there were like some people working in the creative industry, there were like some actors basically saying that it's gonna really hard for them to try to face this crisis because they're not gonna have basically the salary back, because they are like self-employed, but not all self-employed have like access to the scheme. But what about in the US? Like it's not really clear to me like what's like US is doing for individuals.
Yeah, so like I guess that it can be summed up like to not making it super extensive. You know, in the UK and in the US, like the amount of money people are being given is not enough for them to subsist, for them to like live. First, we have the problem with the amount of time it's going to be until they actually receive the payments.
Yeah.
As you said, about 2 months.
Yeah, in the
also
UK it's like June.
Yeah.
In the US?
It's the same.
Okay.
Yeah. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin, he said that it would be about 2 months, I think. Also, there is like at individual level, there's all of these issues. People that won't receive anything, as you said, like actors and creative industries. In America, also people that are not filing their tax returns are not going to be able to be like receiving this amount of money. And then like, I mean, wrapping up the individual part, like jumping into the private sector, the loans they are giving to companies.
That's like
then,
the saucy part.
That is a really, in my opinion, is a really big issue because first we can see that like we have some historical background to this. There was the Wall Street bailout in the subprime mortgage crisis 2008, and people criticized those bailouts a lot because CEOs were giving bonuses to themselves. So basically, in theory, the company is broke due to malpractice, right? In the case of the 2008 subprime mortgage crisis. And although they are completely broke, they were giving money to the highest ranking members inside the company. And here we can kind of make a parallel to it in the sense that not because of malpractice specifically, but companies are able to do stuff like share buybacks and that, as we were mentioning, like in the conversation we had earlier, it takes liquidity out of companies, and that could be used in these times of crisis. So the amount of money they could save for rainy days They don't. They give it to their CEOs, give it to the shareholders.
Benefits for that.
Yeah. They artificially inflate the price of shares, and all of this then will make it that you won't have that much money when it comes to a crisis situation. So I guess basically the main point of this would be more provisions attached to the bailouts, to the loans. They had some provisions, not to be too mean to it, but the provisions were not enough, and to the individual level, definitely they were not enough.
Yeah, I think that's the main point. We both agree about that. Like, for individuals, it's not enough. It's not only a matter of time, like waiting till June. It's not that only the problem, even though it's a problem. Like, many people don't have savings till like June. It's a huge problem. But it's not only this the problem. It's not enough. It's not enough the amount of money you're gonna receive, and we also like it's a crisis that like we don't know when it's gonna end. We don't know anything. So people are looking for like some kind of like assurances by the government. I mean, as an Italian, I can't not mention what's happening like in Italy, especially like in the southern part of the country, when many people actually don't have not even like enough food like to go to the supermarkets. There's gonna be like there are like starting to be some rebellions, like of people like some protests of like people that like can't really even go to the supermarket and buy like normal food.
Yeah.
So I think that the main problem, even though it might sound like a little bit cliche, but like is that individuals are not protected. So we are talking a lot about like big like corporations, like we're talking about like companies, especially large companies, but what about the normal individuals?
Yeah, true.
And
it's basically the thing about like privatizing gains during like when the economy is doing good, and socializing the losses when the economy is doing bad. So socialism for corporations is what happens, and then like some sort of individualism for people, like you need to save your money, you should have like a rainy day fund, and companies they can just
I think that's the point. Like people, like the governments are supposing like individuals to have savings, but companies, I mean, it's not so important. They have like this bailout, they can use that basically this bailout. I think this is like the core point, the main point.
Sure.
And the thing that really impressed me a lot is like the amount of the bailout, especially in the US. It's like the largest bailout ever.
Yeah.
So it's like
it's crazy.
It's crazy. And it's basically like addressed to companies that, I'm not saying they don't need it, absolutely they need it, but it's gonna be like, correct me if I'm saying something that's not true, it's basically gonna go to like big corporation, large corporation, that like already have like a larger flexibility.
Yeah, I mean, you have also bailouts for other corporations, but like...
but in terms of proportion.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, that's kind of relative because of the employers you have.
Yeah.
But you are right, and also it's something that will not help at the recession. It will happen. It's not like this amount of money will save the economy. It won't. It won't. Like there's no economist that I've heard of that is saying, oh yes, this like relief package will completely save the economy. Yeah. So like if we had to conclude this, basically, I guess it would be that in terms of companies and individuals, what they're doing for individuals is not enough. It's not going to be enough for people to get along with their lives and resist this crisis.
Yeah.
Something will have to happen in the USA because it's just a one-time payment. In the UK because, I mean, in both of them, because nobody knows when this is going to end, and it will probably not be enough.
And also should be more responsibility for companies.
Exactly, more strings attached to companies. For example, add there that they need to have a rainy day fund. Add provisions for like not engage in stock buyback. Mainly not give CEOs bonuses. These type of things should be attached to them. In
a long-term kind of approach, that's basically like the second point that we want to make, that like it is important to have like a short-term plan. We're not saying that you don't have to have a short-term plan, but the short-term plan has also to take account of what's going to happen like later. So you need now to start to make some plans for what's going to happen after. You can't just say, okay, let's like face this crisis and then let's gonna start a new plan when this crisis is going to end, because we don't know when like this crisis is going to end.
Let's see how is it gonna go, and I think for today.
I think it's enough. Please, like if you have like any question, any like critiques, please just feel free to
give us some comments, some ideas in things that you might want us to talk about, And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.